What is up, my YouTube family? We're back again with another one. Look, Heart Attack Grill, Arizona. Literally, people's dying from this restaurant. People don't understand how serious this stuff really is. They think it's a joke. They think it's morbid. This doctor that works there is actually the owner, and he actually is not really a doctor, but he thinks that it's okay for people to be having heart attacks and dying. His spokesman died. The last 3 has died from heart attacks. The first one was actually said pneumonia, but if you read about it, it's about heart attack as well. So today we're going to be doing a review on Heart Attack Grill. Now, these places say that he actually got a piece of paper saying he has to close down. This was like 8 years ago, so I checked on that, and they're still open. The Heart Attack Grill is still open. So they wanted him to go bankrupt. They wanted him to do everything, and he basically has not done that. So his still open. Now, why is that? Anyways, guys, let's roll it. Let's get it.
Suffer heart attacks after eating at the establishment would be a source of great concern and shame, something to be minimized and explained away. But not at one spot, where they actually promote how unhealthy it is, offering free meals to its most obese patrons and even celebrating a death on the premises. It's aptly named the Heart Attack Grill. We sent ABC's Ryan Owens to check out their new digs in none other than Sin City.
In a country where calories are posted like warnings on restaurant menus, where unhealthy school lunches are under fire, and where our First Lady has a vegetable garden, there is an alternative reality. And it looks like this. This monument to greasy gluttony,
almost there,
almost done with this single bypass,
is called the Heart Attack Grill. It's a defiant throwback to a pre-health obsessed America. A kind of hospital-themed Hooters located.
Now, let me ask you something. If you was this owner of this business, I get it. This is his money. This is his livelihood. This is his baby, basically. But this guy's literally inside his place of business. Is his business, right? But this guy is literally the morbid speaking Jekyll and Hyde, and I don't even know. But this doctor is ridiculous. He has spankings inside of his place of business. Now, a Hooters is one thing, correct? But we have this guy literally giving out spankings and people weighing, and if you weigh 350 pounds, your meal's free. That's what he's doing. Anyways, let's go.
Where else? Sin City. But as you're about to find out, eater beware. This restaurant can literally be hazardous to your heart. Remarkably, the owner says it's all done in the name of promoting good health.
One among us has to tell the truth, and that's what we're doing here.
The Heart Attack Grill prides itself on pushing limits, along with belt sizes. Diners must wear hospital gowns. People
pushing limits. Pushing limits. This lady's getting ready to weigh, and if she weighs 350 pounds, her meal's free. But now we have Mr. Morbid himself, Mr. Dr. Giggles himself, coming up thinking it's okay. That's not cool. It's really not. Let's go.
350 pounds plus, eat free. Their flatliner fries, cooked in lard, are unlimited. Thirsty? Try the all butterfat shake. Or maybe a shot of vodka served in a prescription pill bottle. And new to this menu, a burger with 8 patties, almost 20,000 calories. That's the equivalent of nearly 40 Big Macs. Oh, and if you don't finish your meal, you get spanked.
And that girl's not holding back. She's not holding back. She went full force. That girl's body jiggled. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's what his body's saying right now. Literally, this paddle just took her name. Probably sucked out her soul with one swat. This lady needs a job. Let's continue.
By a nurse. She's not exactly a real RN, but her spankings are real hard. The restaurant and all of its repulsive excess seems right at home among the tourist traps in downtown Las Vegas.
Look, that picture told me to run. If I was to walk in a place of business called Heart Attack Grill, first off, I wouldn't be taking my family to a place called Heart Attack Grill. No way. And plus, when I walked in there and I seen Dr. Giggles, I would run out. I would take my family, okay? But then you have Mrs. Heartbreaker herself giving out swattings of souls. I don't get what she's talking about. Her paddle does the talking, she doesn't. All she says is, ready? Yeah. And then you go home with the broke ass. More one way. But if you're 350 pounds, you gain. In more than one way. That's for real. Let's continue.
Vegas. Its owner, perhaps the ultimate Vegas showman.
Are you going to finish your burger next time?
Yeah, I'll try.
Is John Basso. As part of his act, he likes to be called Dr. John.
Now breathe in for me.
Dr. John has become something of a superstar in the fast food world. In his trademark over-the-top way, he depicts himself as Jesus Christ at the Last Supper, dining with the industry's other giants.
Now let's send this on out.
He's certainly come a long way since I first met him almost 3 years ago at his first Heart Attack Grill outside Phoenix, Arizona. Back then, the restaurant was under fire after its nearly 600-pound spokesman, Blair Rivers, died of obesity-related issues. He was just 29.
There's an argument to be made that you used this guy during his life, and that now you are very...
Now, before we go any further on this whole subject, this whole story, now, they said that he actually died of pneumonia-related symptoms, right? The guy was 550 pounds, okay? And this guy used him as a spokesman person and would give him free food. That's what this reporter is getting ready to ask him the question. Now, listen how this guy responds to this guy. Morbidly, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde himself / Dr. Giggles meets, I don't know, Pumpkinhead or something, because Mr. Clean Ass. But this guy is literally just one of a kind. He's literally Dr. Giggles himself. Let's continue.
very morbidly using his death to continue to promote your restaurant.
I absolutely agree. And in a very sick way, his death has gotten the message out further.
So this man's death has not given you pause at all?
Zero pause.
You guys, we are actually rolling now. Actually rolling.
Dr. John's Vegas location is double the size of his old place in Arizona.
So whenever this guy yells out to his employees, we're actually rolling now, we're actually rolling, what does that mean to his employees? Does that mean roll out to Gurney? Does that mean start cooking? Does that mean we're open? No one will never know. Because this guy, his story goes on. This guy owns a place called Heart Attack Grill. 350 pounds eats free. What? That must be a misunderstanding. Let's continue.
Arizona, and his in-house fatality rate, it hasn't slowed a bit.
How many people have actually had heart attacks in the room that we're sitting in?
In the room that we're sitting in, we've had 3 heart attacks.
And how many people have died?
1. Now, I would like to say that the other 2 I did the grandest of favors for, because they now uniquely and in a very real way understand their own genetic shortcomings. Now, the one that I couldn't save was a very dear friend of mine. And I want to tell you something. They'll say it's grotesque. They'll say, how can you keep the man's cremation here? And I'll tell you something. I am setting the bag on the table. And I challenge any other restaurant to set the bag on the table. I'm talking about a bag of truth, about what's not going to happen if you don't listen to me. This will happen. This was a good man with hopes and dreams who couldn't control his eating habits.
Inside this bag are the remains of yet another spokesman, John Ailman. He ate at the restaurant every day.
So now, before we go any further on this guy, look, he literally had a bag of ashes. This guy's ashes, so he says. Now, whether it's true or not, we don't know. I don't know. Okay, but Dr. Giggles sitting there presented it as a bag of ashes, his ashes. Now, wouldn't you think this Dr. Giggles himself / meets Jekyll and Hyde would literally just say, okay, take the 350 pounds each free off, because that is attracting people that's 350 pounds. Hey, we eat free here today. Does that make any sense? And the lard they're putting in the fries and stuff. Look, we thought McDonald's was bad. We thought fast food is bad. This place is literally killing people. And Mr. Giggles is okay with it. Like I said, he was supposed to have closed down, but he still hasn't. They serve him with a paper saying that he needs to declare bankruptcy, but he's still open. Let's continue.
But people are actually dying. So that's kind of where the gig has to stop. What do you say?
People are dying. People will continue to die. Can they just stop, pause, and reflect upon the food for thought that I'm selling? It's not hamburgers, it's not t-shirts, it's not french fries. I'm selling you food for thought and a good laugh. Let's all have a good time. But let's really digest this. Let's think a bit, or we're going to end up exactly like my friend in the bag.
Until then, Dr. John is the first to admit.
So basically, this Dr. Giggles himself in real life has literally saying, okay, my restaurant now is for people that's of all sorts and kinds, but if you're obese and you come to my restaurant and you die, that's on you. Now he's saying that my restaurant is here to set an example, a point. People dying in my restaurant has literally been a statement point. And he says that it's good for business. I don't get it. Let's continue.
Admit heart attacks are part of his business model.
When there are lights and sirens outside and they're bringing some person out on a gurney, you're basically in the back room counting money at that point.
Absolutely. Was that heart attack good for business? Did that heart attack pad my wallet with money? Absolutely. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely. I'm a businessman first and foremost. Let's be clear about something. I'm not peddling hamburgers to small children without parental guidance. These are adults purchasing a legal substance from me. I want one and only one thing. I want my message out there loud and clear. I am a believer that when people hear my message, the net health benefit to society is incredibly good.
It's true that
Look, this guy is out of his mind. Out of his mind. Look, my food for thought for this dude is, you're a jackass. You own a place of business that people has died in, literally, that you are responsible basically for your spokesmen that you use their lives for. It's on the news. Okay? You're okay with that. You're okay with your girls of place of business giving out spankings to people to get them to come back to your store, your restaurant, because your restaurant is like your home, right? Well, whenever people gets comfortable and the women in there looks like they do, of course they're going to come back to your restaurant, especially if they're locals. And if they travel, guess what? People that sees this going to be like, hey, let's go eat at Heart Attack Grill. And then they're in there, and then their kids see someone die because of, well, stupidity of yours for being okay with it. This guy doesn't know what he wants. This guy's after the money, and I get that. That's place of business, but there's more this guy has to say. Let's continue.
Before he served up artery-clogging, gut-churning meals, he ran fitness clubs and diet centers. But real nutritionists aren't buying a word out of this fake doctor's mouth.
It sounds to me like he's appealing to very base instincts and certainly playing into people's enormous resentment about being told what to eat. If he's making a living and making money doing this, obviously there are people who really respond to this, and he's marketing to them.
Here's the thing. Our restaurant serves bad-for-you food. Other restaurants serve bad-for-you food. We're honest, they're not. Plain and simple, if everybody collectively got together and told the world all restaurant food is bad for you, then maybe we would save a few lives. Because I don't want to see people dead. Now, if they do die here, I'm not going to lie to you. That's great for business. I'll say it again. Death is great for business at the Heart Attack Grill.
Somehow, in the 3 years...
Now, listen to what he said. Let that sink into your head a little bit. Let that rattle your brain a little bit. Because this guy is literally saying it's okay for people to die at his restaurant. Should we just call this place like a morgue restaurant? 3 people's already died there. What else should we do? What else should this guy do? They've already sent him papers, like I said, and he's still open. I just checked. He's still open. Still serving heart attacks. Let's continue.
Since we first met, Dr. John has found a way to be even more exploitive. He recently hired a very short nurse who speeds around in a mini ambulance delivering beers.
Now, guys, look. If this girl, midget, shall I say, because it's what she is, she's a small person, which is respectful. I respect them. But look, is this not a slap in the face for this girl? Is this not out of her career? Is this not a morbid thing to do to somebody like this? Have them drive around in an ambulance serving beers? They're already serving heart attacks. Now we serve beers. 2 and 2 goes together great, people. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde himself and Dr. Giggles don't even give a shit about anybody. His spokesman's died. 2 of them. He's still saying, hey, that's good. They bring money to me. What is this guy doing? Let's continue.
Coming to Hag has its perks.
Mike's my hero.
He also found a new spokesman for the restaurant. 460-pound Mike Lee just suffered his first heart attack, but he's still alive and shilling.
How you doing on the program, Mike?
Great.
And while people keep dying, the Heart Attack Grill keeps thriving.
We've both doubled in terms of money, in terms of square footage, but we've exponentially grown when you want to talk about extending the message.
Dr. John hopes to continue to grow and expand his morbid message to an even bigger audience, perhaps in a city near you.
Fine, son. Keep eating.
I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Las Vegas.
I like Wellington.
Well, we have a real life Dr. Giggles. We have a real life Jekyll and Hyde. Look, this guy is literally serving heart attacks. 3 people has died in his restaurant. 2 spokesmen. The third one, 2 spokesmen died. The third one suffered a heart attack. 450 pounds. Every 350 pounds you eat for free. What? They have short people driving around in ambulances serving beers. They give out swats and spankings and whatever else you want to do it. The woman spanks you and takes your soul because all she says is ready. and then you hear the pop sound. It's a misunderstanding, guys. Without further ado, guys, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe to the channel is highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, your boy Deuces is out. Thank you, guys.